So, 25 years since The Naked Chef, since this young lad, I mean, I hardly even recognise him, came onto the TV. So, obviously that puts me in a little bit of a frame of mind. It's quite nostalgic, lots of memories. So I'm going to show you this technique of cooking in the bag that is really cool, really surprising. When you look at what's inside the bag and kind of flavours dripping down on the foods that you put together, it is a really clever thing. So let me show you how to do it. First up, get a nice sort of nearly a metre of good quality tin foil, fold it in half like that. So this is going to be your envelope. So think about that kind of like veggie or carbohydrate base. So I'm going to go in with some lovely butter beans. It could be any beans you want, just a nice little portion there. I'm going to have some of this juice as well. It normally comes in a lovely stock. I'm going to go in with a nice wodge of spinach and just kind of like give that a little scrunch and put that in the middle like that, and that will cook down beautifully. We can season with black pepper, season with salt. We can give it a little kiss of lovely olive oil. Any tinned or jarred beans loves a small little thimble of red wine vinegar or white wine vinegar. It really makes it delicious. At the same time, I've got the chicken over here. So I can just literally dump that chicken on there, happy days. If you want to, if you care, if you can be bothered, then we can create some texture. Come and have a little look at this. We can score this chicken about 1 centimetre deep. And as I'm going towards the thinner part, just go slightly thinner. And what you've done is create something that looks beautiful, so it's very, very appealing. But if you come in here, what we've done is create a surface area that does a couple of really key things. It allows the heat to get in there quicker, so it's going to cook more efficiently. It allows things like seasoning to get in there, so that could be herbs, it could be spice rubs, so it's going to taste better. You could take a herb, thyme. I've got some garlic here. So a little bit of garlic. So as I'm putting it together, I'm looking at any leftovers. I'm thinking about who it's for. So that's kind of what's beautiful about it. There's a bit of liquid that comes with the beans. That liquid is very important, right? You need steam in the story. So if I didn't have that liquid, I'd just add some water, I'd add some wine, I'd add some lemon juice, I'd add some stock, right? So that's kind of the vibe that we're getting into. I'll take a little bit of chili. Not so much that it's certainly not going to blow your head off or anything like that, but that little background kind of warmth that makes you salivate. When you salivate, you taste more. I hope you agree that if you look at that, it looks like someone cares about you, and that's the theory, right? But I'm a huge believer that the easiest way to love someone is through food. I'd rather a lovely meal cooked with love than anything else. So look, we've got some lemon, thinly cut. So all in all, I think this is a beautiful place to be. A little olive oil just to love it. I think that looks lovely. At this stage, I would seal it with egg wash. Like, you don't have to do this, but what the egg wash gives you, it's like glue, right? So just beat 3 eggs and have it for scrambled egg the next day. You're just stealing a little bit, right? So you don't have to waste anything. I hope that when you finish this video, you're like, I know exactly what I'm going to do, right? Then we're going to go around the edge and we're going to put the egg wash. We're not doing it for any pretentious chefy reasons. We just want a good seal. Why would we want a seal? So when we get mild pressure and a seal, we've created this little homemade, man-made kind of world. Precipitation, right? Boil, rain, right? But that's happening with flavour, garlic, thyme, chili. It's actually a genius technique. So at this stage, I'll bring in these sides like that. What I tend to do always is just make sure the corners are just facing up. You can put that in the fridge and you can kind of go like, Jules, 15 minutes at 200. Heart, message, request, right? It works. So what I like to do is put it on this little metal tray, or it could be a pan, and just whack it on a high heat just for a minute. Can you see it creaking? Right, so we know that we've got that circulation of flavors and goodness. So now I can turn that off, get that in the oven. So in it goes, 15 minutes, and then I'll let it rest for like 3 or 4 minutes, and then we'll rip it open, and I can't wait to show you.
While that's cooking, please click the like button and give us some love. And don't forget to subscribe. Oh, and remember to turn on that notification bell so you know what's happening. Now, back to the recipe.
So while that cooks in the oven, I just want to show you a couple more combinations. So I've got like a few little bits and pieces. You know, what I tend to do is just like riff off what I've got. So I've got a beautiful chunk of hake here. I can cook it, steam it, or I can do something really, really cool. So soy sauce, some fish sauce, some coconut milk. I've got some pre-cooked rice. Now, this is about convenience, because you're only going to cook it for like 15 minutes max, right? It's fish, it's very delicate. You don't want to have like raw rice. Just crumble out some of that pre-cooked rice. So the base of the rice is cool. I've got some little pak choy here, and I'm just going to lay that like this. It could be bok choy, it could be Brussels sprouts shredded, it could be purple sprouting broccoli, asparagus, like let your mind go wild. Let's have a little ferret around, see if we can find anything else. Got a little lonely courgette. I mean, I wasn't planning to put that in here, but again, like take a speed peeler and you'll always get incredibly delicate vibes, whether it's a carrot or a courgette. Often, I don't know what I'm gonna do exactly. I'm putting a combo together. You know, do you want something English, French? Do you want something Americana? This is the excitement of cooking, but ultimately, it's about caring. Thai paste, so a nice little spoon can go on like that. So I just steal a little bit of coconut milk, just a nice little swig. I'll use a spoon just to kind of smear it all around. So that's good. I'll put the fish skin side down. It smells amazing already. A little soy sauce. Fish sauce, don't drop it on the floor. That won't help your marriage. Lime and these flavors are amazing. If I leave that half in here, that's kind of just like adding moisture, citrus moisture to this story as it cooks, so I kind of like that. I'll definitely go back to like chili vibes. Like, I don't want it to be hot, but I want it to kind of like have some kind of attitude. So we'll take these chilies and just sprinkle that over the top. Look at that, just beautiful colors. Herbs, you know, coriander, Thai basil, but you could use any basil. Again, you get like more of a pepperiness. And I'm kind of looking at it now, thinking I might just put a couple of tomatoes, not classic in any way, but again, they just release just beautiful moisture. So that's it, guys. That's like the next combo. Don't really need too much salt. Let's have a pepper just because I can't help myself. Then we're back to the old realms of your egg. So I'll add a little bit more coconut milk because that rice is going to suck up some of that excess. I'll fold it over and repeat what I did. Centimetre fold. If you put that onto your tray and give that a minute on a gas hob, I reckon this will be done in 10 minutes. So let's say 220, 10 mins, big love from Big Dog. So this could go in the fridge, right? Let's get this out of the oven. Whether you're on your own, whether you're having a dinner party, like if you've got people turning up, you know, I've got kids and they turn up at different times from different clubs and they think the whole world revolves around them and they still want a good feed and they're hungry. So like you can just rattle it in the oven and you get this. If I listen, I can hear it like. So we don't want to overcook that chicken. So look, while that's resting, let's do the third combination. I'm going to use gnocchi, right? Pre-bought gnocchi. Of course, you can make fresh. I've got a recipe for that. So this is nice. Okay. These pre-bought ones are very convenient, and they're a bit bullety, right? So that's one of the downsides, because they've got flour in there. So we can kind of bring that back to life and make it delicious by this method of cooking, right? Let that steam penetrate and make all these little pillows puff up. I've got some lovely tomatoes, classic combos. Cherry tomatoes. So it's really funny. I worked on a market stall. Like about 3 o'clock, generally you get the Greeks, the Italians, and anyone that's sort of like lived in a world where tomatoes are really important, and they'll buy the ripe ones, okay? Because they know what they're doing, okay? So follow what they do. And they're normally selling them off cheap at that time of the day as well. So you'll get a bargain and it will taste 10 times better. Right, we're gonna have a little bit chili, not too much. Arrabbiata vibes, okay, nice. We like that. So chili, tomatoes. Friends of tomatoes. Olives, capers, anchovies, like classic Mediterranean vibes. Let's have a little bit of anchovy. And these tins are amazing. You get what you pay for. I can steal some of that oil. And I only want like 1 or 2 anchovies max. It's going to taste really good. It's going to season it, like give you a depth of flavour. Black olives, try and buy the ones with the little stones in. They're always better. So you don't need much. Like 4 is more than enough. So this is it. Things like the olives, anchovies, and the capers, they're all preserved, right? So they're a little bit salty. So that's okay. We don't need to season this dish because that is the salt. If you take like a tomato, just get a couple, squash it, right? And we get those juices out. That's like kind of the beginnings of the moisture which will bring out that salt. I just use these basils. So I've got some marjoram, quite nice. I mean, look at the colours, guys, come on. Olive oil for sure. We definitely need some moisture in there. We could go lemon juice. That won't hurt. I want to use a little creme fraiche. So you can just dunk that in the middle and that will just melt. And Parmesan. And that will be a thing of joy. So look, that's our combo. Love, care, and attention. We're going to go back to the egg wash vibes. A little bit of water going in on this. See how I've just angled that lip? And then I can just pour in some water. I can now seal this. When that bakes, that's going to be a lovely humid environment. Let's say like 15 minutes, 200 degrees Celsius. Big love again. Okay, so we're 3 bags in and life is looking good. So, happy days. Okay, so we can get that in the fridge. So, you know, think about your combos. A protein, as many veggies as you can think, flavors, herbs, some form of bean or carbohydrate. Like, what would you do? Like, what's your vibe? Like, you know, definitely share your combinations in the comments because I think that's really lovely and that's what this is all about. Let's have a look at this. So, what I love is you can take it to the table and you go in with a knife or scissors, right? And sometimes you'll do it and it will look vibrant and colourful. Sometimes it might look muted, but the flavour is never questionable. It's a very natural way to cook. You know, you've got lovely juices, simple cooking, done with love. If you came home from work, if you couldn't cook, and then you reheated that, bosh, brilliant. Think about those combos and think about your combos that I know you've written in your head already. So there you go, guys, cooking in a bag. Chicken, beans, spinach, lemon, chili, garlic, and just utter deliciousness. So good.